That rooster crowed right on cue. Hey everybody. Hey Patty, what you doing?
I'm actually picking some very baby mustards. I'm fixing to make fried rice, and I'm going to throw some in for some vegetables.
In case you couldn't hear that, because we're not using an external mic, Patty is picking some baby mustard leaves. She's going to make some fried rice, and she's going to throw some in there. So, caught Patty out in the garden. I was going to be coming to show you an update just to do it. It seems like we both commented this morning that it just seems like things have shot up overnight. It's so funny how that happens in a garden. Conditions get right and they just explode. Yesterday, oh, there's that clickbait. Garden explosion at AldermanFarms. Anyway, there's some lettuce that Patty planted yesterday. But let me show you this. We were just talking on a recent live stream. Hey Tangy, everything's looking nice and green. There's the arugula. And we were commenting on a recent video or a live stream where, hey Dave, good to see you. The arugula just popped up overnight and then seemed it just stopped. Well, it must have hurt us and got its feeling hurt. Hey Sheps, because overnight it seems like the growth has resumed. So the arugula is looking good. The horseradish is looking good. Patty, she must have taken, oh no, there they are. Planted some nasturtiums along the fence here, and they seem to be doing well. I see one down here on the end that looks like it's not too happy, or at least a few of the leaves are not too happy. But we're excited about that. Let me move around and show you some other stuff. There's the blueberry bushes that we're really praying over because we may have waited too long to get them in the ground. We've done that before with fruiting bushes. Have all the best intentions and just don't get it down. But hope y'all remember that we took the weed eater and skinned out a spot, and we covered that with from our tree limb mulch pile that's out at the road. Been sitting out there a couple of years, so it's very well broken down. There's a couple of muscadine vines at each one of these T-posts. Can barely see it there. Got one there and one there, and we've planted those. So let's move on into the garden. This little blueberry bush, we're really hoping that sucker's got buds on it. Let's see, I can't hardly see it. The sun's at my back. I hope you can see it. I'm having trouble finding it in my viewfinder. Bear with me. There they are. So hope we didn't wait too long to get those in there and cause them to stunt. Let's come on in here. I didn't see you, Claire. I see somebody saying, hey, Claire. So, hey, Claire. Two family, what's up? Again, as I mentioned before, our favorite feature of the garden is this mustard carpet. That Patty just scattered some mustard seeds along this fence, and it just makes such a beautiful green carpet. I want to take my shoes off and walk in it, but I don't think Patty would appreciate me doing that, so I won't. And we've got our lone volunteer garlic plant that came up in the middle of the mustard. So but that's looking so pretty. Looks like some of the plants are got some uneven growth there, but that's okay. It's growth, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You get me? You feel me? All right, so got some little potato slips here. I think we got these out of Go for Green's carousel box. I'm not sure. The spinach is coming up nicely. Patty came, look how pretty that is. Patty came in and let me see if I can get my shadow out of the way. Patty came in yesterday, I believe it was, and weeded in between the spinach plants and put some mulch down in between them. And so it really looks pretty. The breakfast radishes that we're growing for Betty's Eat Shop and our friend Chef Andy Allen. How did y'all enjoy that live stream yesterday with Chef Andy talking about fermenting foods? He really had a great time. So did we. And we're going to do a lot more. Two family, I'm getting that from a lot of people. I'm getting comments on our garden updates about people that still have 3 and 4 feet of snow on the ground. I just can't even imagine that. Thanks, Claire. We really had a good time. Sheps, I'm sorry you missed it, but the replay is up. And thanks, Tangy. Glad you enjoyed it. We're really looking forward to launching the series of fermenting videos filmed from inside their restaurant at Betty's Eat Shop and we're probably gonna try to do that live. So he'll be all in his chef outfit, and we'll be in there. Claire, are you talking about right now? I don't understand the question. I'm a little slow. you gotta help me. It does too, family. It does fly by so fast. We had one or two questions. I think one, maybe two questions we didn't have time to get to, but we will. Doggone it, Lonely. You need to watch that replay because you got a shout out. We posted your question up for everybody to see it, and your question was answered. So anyway, the green onions, let me finish this tour a little bit, and then we can chat for a second while till lunch is ready. Green onions are blooming. Patty has put another good, essentially. I'm glad. Make sure you get some good, follow some good instructions because it can be dangerous if it's not done properly. Patty's put another mound here. This will become a permanent bed. I doubt we'll box it. We may just try it without boxing. Oh yeah, Claire, it is. That's exactly what I'm doing. We've done it a few times now, and it's super easy. And I think you would agree that the quality is superb. You know. Thanks, Blake. Daddy Curb's in the house. Y'all, if you hadn't been to Daddy Curb's farm on YouTube, I strongly encourage you to do it. He's a super nice guy. Got a great family. And he's got a lot going on there at Daddy Curb's farm. But I'm not sure what Patty's going to plant right here. Two family, I think they're going to roll it out to channels with fewer subscribers in the near future. In fact, it may have already dropped down to 2,500. I saw somebody in a group I'm in on Facebook that said they had it, and they had like 2,500 subs. So I think they'll roll it out eventually. They're trying to avoid some of the problems that Facebook ran into with people live streaming bad stuff, you know, suicides and bullying and some abuse situations. And I think their idea was if they started it with people with 10,000 subscribers, somebody with 10,000 subscribers probably cares a little bit more about their channel, blah, blah, blah. And I think they wanted to prevent somebody just jumping on, creating a new account simply to stream some nefarious stuff, you know. But it is my understanding from some of the YouTube gurus I listen to that YouTube does intend to roll it out more widely. I don't know if they will always have some type of sublimit, but hey everybody, Blake Kirby in the house with the super chat. That's the first time I've got one of those. Everybody say thanks, Blake. That was awfully kind of you, sir. Very neat how that happens. And now I know what happens on a mobile device. Now what's interesting is I saw, hey Palmetto Paratrooper, for those of you interested in what I saw when Blake did the super chat with his generous gift, is it did pop up in green and it showed me that he had done it, but on that two family, no, I did not. I need to go back and watch it. We ended up having guests. Well, Chef Andy and his girlfriend Bridget stayed till almost dark. We had a great time just talking about projects and whatnot. And then Chelsea and Guillermo, Tomas's mommy and daddy, came to get him, and they ended up staying. We've had a great long visit with them until, gosh, 10 o'clock or something like. It was late. So I missed J&J Acres. I'll go back and catch it. Anyway, just so you'll know, yeah, he got that from me, actually. That came from Tim Schmoyer, who did a video or a podcast on how to do that, and I shared that with Jared. I just hadn't done it. I hadn't tried it yet. But anyway, back to Blake's super chat, and what do I see on mobile? I saw the initial notification. I guess you're tired of looking at my Hoss wheel hoe for just a minute. I don't know. You'd probably rather look at that than me. But see if I can do something with the light. So anyway, I saw the super chat notification. I got that, and but it didn't stay like it does on a desktop device. Maybe because I've got my phone turned horizontal, and I'm one of those horizontal Nazis. You film things horizontally. Do widescreen, folks. Turn your phone sideways. But it didn't stay there for me. So Blake, be aware of that. Other people who might get super chats, you need to pay attention so that you see it when it first pops up, because it goes away. It doesn't stay there. For those of you that don't know, a super chat will stay visible on a desktop anyway, for a different period of time depending on how big what the monetary amount is. I think at $2, I think it just kind of pops up and goes away. But at $5, it stays there for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes or something on the desktop anyway. For $10, it stays longer. You get the idea. But just, that was a long explanation to tell you, Blake and others who may be getting super chats, if you do it on mobile, it pops up there for a few seconds, but then it's gone. I don't see it. So that's enough, but enough about me. Let's turn back around here. This is where Patty was picking the mustard from a few minutes ago. And just like along the fence, it's really, really growing. This is our crop of weeds. We got to get that box ready, doggone it. The Alderman peas are getting crazy. We're seeing some additional growth there. And we're gonna have to follow the advice of one of our YouTube viewers that said, you know, the electric wire as the for the runners to grab on might have been a good idea. And but we should put some jute twine around there, because it's probably going to be easier for the tendrils to grab hold to. Because we do have a few down here that just kind of refuse to grab on, you know. So, well, I wouldn't go that far, Palmetto, but they are healthy. They are healthy. I get that. So, whoop, let's see. That's like a good comment. Danielle Yoder wants to know, do you clip teeth on your AGH? Why or why not? No, I don't. Because I don't want to. Listen, let me tell you something. I am not a swine expert, okay? But God doesn't clip them, and so I'm not either. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't things that we need to do that doesn't happen in nature. I'm not saying that. But on that particular question about clipping teeth or cropping tails, I know you didn't ask that. We don't, and it hasn't caused us any problem. I've got our boar, who is about 2.5, 3 years old, has huge tusks. But you know what? I don't put myself in a position to get harmed by those tusks. American guinea hog boars are very docile anyway. If I'm ever around him, he don't want to, you know, I mean, he's skittish and doesn't want to be around me, but he doesn't have an aggressive bone in his body. But I try not to put myself in a position to where accidents could happen. So we haven't noticed any harm to the sow's teats from the little teeth. And because our pigs they have room to roam, we don't have any cannibalism going on, so they don't bite their tails or anything like that. So we don't do any of that. We don't put rings in their noses because we want them to root a little. American guinea hogs aren't big rooters, by the way. If they've got plenty to graze on, they won't root. So anyway, I hope that answers your question. All right, that's about it. Oh no, the potatoes. Let me show you the potatoes right quick. We've got 3 staggered rows of potatoes planted in this potato row here. And again, it's just so amazing to behold God's work, because y'all, this didn't look like this 2 days ago. I mean, that's 2 days of growth. There were a few little plants popping up a couple of days ago, and in 2 days time they've just blown up. And so that's an amazing thing. Thank you, Claire. Everything is looking good, and we're very pleased with the product, with the progress. Sheps, we're in Mississippi. We're just outside of Brookhaven, Mississippi, which is about 50 miles south of Jackson, Mississippi, about 2 hours north of New Orleans, about 1 hour to the east of Natchez, and about an hour and a half west of Hattiesburg. That ought to narrow it down. All right, so I've jabbered on enough. I've got a habit of saying, hey, let me jump on for 5 minutes, and an hour and a half later I'm still talking. But thank you guys for joining us, and we'll update you again, you know, in a couple of days probably, because things are just exploding at Alderman Farms. That's a little inside joke on the clickbait. Yeah, that has a lot to do. Location, 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 as they say in real estate. Same applies for farming too. Location matters. And we have access to a lot warmer temperatures. I'm in short pants today. It was pretty chilly here I thought I heard Patty. I was going to ask her when that was, but we just came out of a cold snap, and we hope it was the last one. But we'll see. But things are budding out. I mean, I'm producing. Our fig tree's got figs on it, so we're hoping that means that the cold stuff is over. All right, thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you again next time. I'm trying to hit the finish button without looking at it.